Stripe ships 1,300 pull requests every single week. 0 lines of human-written code. OpenAI runs million-line projects at 3.5 PRs per engineer per day. Same models you're already using. The difference isn't the AI, it's what they built around it. Archon is the first open-source harness builder for AI coding. And by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what a harness is, why it matters right now, and how to start using one today. Right now, when you run an AI coding agent without a harness, 5 things break. First, inconsistency, same prompt, 3 different answers, 0 trust. Second, context bloat, long sessions drift, forget your instructions, and start hallucinating. Third, no parallelism, 1 agent, 1 repo, 1 task, while everything else waits in line. Fourth, you can't delegate because you don't actually know what it'll do unsupervised. And fifth, nothing composes. Here's what that gap costs you in practice. Without a harness, AI-generated code gets a pull request acceptance rate of just 6.7%. With a proper harness, nearly 70%. That's not a better tool. That's a different category of result. Let's start with how we got here. To understand why Archon exists, you need to see where we came from. Era 1, prompt engineering. Craft the right prompt, get the best single output from one LLM turn. That was the craft from 2022 through 2024. Then Era 2, context engineering. Curate exactly the right information for a single agent session, treat your rules and commands like version-controlled code, not throwaway instructions. And now Era 3. A harness is the system around the agent. Think of it as a recipe plus a chef. The recipe is the YAML workflow. It defines what happens in what order with what guardrails. The chef is Claude or Codex. It executes each step. The harness makes the decisions. The agent just does the work. You stop babysitting, you start dispatching. Archon comes down to 3 things. First, commands. A command is just a markdown file with one focused task, one job done well. You write it the way you'd explain a task to a new engineer. Here's the context you need. Here's what to do. Here are the standards to follow. Commands live in your repo, get committed to Git, and are reusable across every workflow you ever build. One job, done once, reused everywhere. Second, workflows. A workflow is a YAML file that chains commands into a directed acyclic graph. Each node declares what it depends on. Nodes with no dependencies run in parallel automatically. You get AI nodes that call Claude or Codex, deterministic bash nodes for running tests or pulling context, loop nodes that iterate until a condition is met, and approval nodes that pause and wait for your sign-off before the workflow continues. Here's the trick that makes workflows reliable. Information flows between nodes through artifacts, not through one giant ballooning session that eventually loses its mind. Each node spins up a fresh coding agent with 0 inherited context, does exactly its job, writes the findings to a file, and exits. The next node reads that file, starts fresh, and picks up from there. No drift. No instructions forgotten 3 hours in. No hallucinations from a session. Third, isolation. Every workflow run gets its own Git worktree. Separate checkout, separate branch, its own sandbox, that's the whole setup. Which means you can run 4 workflows simultaneously on the same codebase. Fix a bug in one, build a feature in another, review a pull request in a third, run a refactor in a fourth. No conflicts. Your main repo stays clean the entire time. When the workflow is done, Archon cleans up the worktree automatically. Now the real unlocks. Model selection per node. Use Haiku for classification and investigation. Save Opus for the hard implementation work. Token efficient by design. Conditional branching, workflows route differently based on actual outputs. Bug or feature, pass or fail, each path is explicit. Hooks intercept tool calls in real time. Pre-tool use fires before you can deny or rewrite the call entirely. Post-tool use fires after to trigger a self-review loop. The guardrail. And because each workflow runs in its own isolated worktree, the parallelism is real. Running 4 fixed GitHub issue workflows simultaneously used less than 20% of a 5-hour Claude rate limit. That means you can dispatch dozens of AI coding sessions before you even approach a ceiling, and none of them interfere with each other. And you don't have to build any of this from scratch. Archon ships with 17 pre-built workflows ready on install. The one you'll use most, Archon Fix GitHub Issue. Point it at any GitHub issue in any repo. It classifies the problem, investigates the code base, implements the fix, runs a code review, and opens a pull request while you work on something else. There's also an idea to PR workflow that takes a paragraph and produces a reviewed pull request. And you can trigger any workflow from 6 different surfaces. CLI for terminals and CI pipelines. A web dashboard with real-time logs and DAG visualization for mission control. Slack or Discord, type a message, get back a pull request in the thread. Telegram from your phone, or wire up GitHub directly, mention Archon in an issue comment, and the workflow dispatches automatically. Same YAML, same steps, every surface. Here's how you actually get running. Getting started is a single command. On Mac or Linux, curl the install script from archon.diy. On Windows, it's a PowerShell one-liner, or homebrew if you prefer. Then clone the Archon repo, open Claude code inside it, and just say, set up Archon. Claude walks you through everything, which repo to connect, which adapters to enable, database choice, and authentication. The whole setup takes about 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are the last time. Your first real workflow. Archon workflow, run Archon Fix GitHub issue, followed by a GitHub issue number. Archon spins up an isolated work tree, classifies the problem, investigates the codebase, implements the fix, runs a self-review, and opens a pull request. You get a notification when it's done. While it ran, you were doing something else entirely. Here's the shift that actually matters. Archon isn't about using AI better in a single session. It's about encoding your entire development process as a repeatable system, one that runs the same way every time, across every codebase, for every person on your team. The complexity lies in the harness. The execution is automatic. And here's the signal that tells you where this is heading. 40% of Anthropic's own codebase is harness features right now. That's not a trend. Archon is on GitHub right now, links in the description. Start with Archon Fix GitHub issue on something real. Drop it in, walk away, see what comes back. If this one clicked, the next one will too. I put one of these out every week, subscribe, and it'll be waiting.